So this is the video that doesn't play anymore. And this guy was for 14 minutes in front of my house in the car, between my house and the neighbors, on a car that did look like one of the cars used by people that worked for her, but it wasn't the same car and it wasn't the same plate. And he was like for 14 minutes. Now the video doesn't play anymore, but here you can see. And he was wearing on his left hand, as well as looking like the offender of from England, the same thing, that it's not a watch, it's like something that was up to here, that you use like when you do push-ups. And when he assaulted me in England, he was opening the door with the right hand, and with the left hand that was wearing these was trying to strangle me as soon as he opened the door, and I tried to close. He got me immediately against the wall. And he was wearing this black thing here, and I could see that beneath it there was like a tau tattoo. So maybe he was wearing it here again because of the tau tattoo, to cover it. Here you can see it well again. So when the police asked me, have you seen any car? Have you any video of cars? And I said, yes, I have a lot of videos. And one is from the 20th of May, not 30, it was 28th of May, 2024. You see? Yeah. But the video now doesn't play anymore. If I click on it, because it's expired. It's like the iCloud of these old devices. And they asked me, are you crazy? Not are you crazy, but they said, have you been to the psychologist? And I said, why should I go to the psychologist? You came to my house for a fire, and you asked me if I seen some strange people, and I saw these. Why am I crazy? Oh, but there is also people working for the neighbors. Yes, I know. Because I was keeping an eye there, so I knew that there was a guy with a similar car, but I don't think this was the same person. And in any case, if he looks so much like him, like look at this is younger than that person that was working for Oza. And that looks like him from behind. It's his build, his height, and he even had the same. So why am I crazy when the same rubbish that was happening in England and in France and in Italy was happening there, like the vandalism, the threats, the harassment to the garden, the breaking of the gate, the vandalism to the car, the change of the passwords, the vanishing messages, the threats online, the foreigners, the strangers that emailed me or texted me from on WhatsApp, on Signal, on WeChat to send me services that I never asked for, and connected accounts like my sister's from and mine, even though, like, how could they know if they were just random people from the internet, and they were offering services on the same websites that she didn't have the same website as me. We were sharing the work and they were connected, but not online, not by name, not by nothing. So all these messages that I've shown you are like, reports that I made. I have like so much evidence that the stalking was going on. And there was objective evidence because, for instance, we sent to the police the photo of a car that came to stalk us to the yurt, where they wrote "Die Witch." I made another petition about it in 2023, but I was fresh of head injury, so it was very, very raw, even more than, I speak quite freely and unfiltered. It's just my way and that of I guess people who have head injury, you get to be a bit unfiltered, but that was much more unfiltered because it was right after, and then it got hacked, so that petition stopped. But it's still evidence that I still advise always to do to make it public, your story, and to do petitions even if you're afraid that nobody's going to sign it and that you're going to look very stupid, because who looks stupid is who ignores you. Who is stupid is who ignores the women's voices that are asking to reach out to society out there so that other people can witness what you are going through and make it stop. Because just remember that if you just have one witness that is willing to stand for you, you have the chance to get out of it. So, and if you have two, you will get out of it. But they really need to stand strong, because it's not enough to send a witness statement to the police. If you don't follow up, the police will still close the case. And if they have, if your offenders have friends that have that are higher up, even if they are lower down, they will cover their asses. And that's what happened. Like the landlady covered his ass. The landlady was friend with the police, because otherwise it's not possible that you can or had a very strong preferential relationship with the police, because you can just call them and they come for nothing. Like when he was abusing me with him, because to tell me that I cannot lock myself in and that I stole the key and you call the police on me, you are abusing police power and you are a bitch. There is no words for it. I mean, I don't want to. Bitch just means female dog. So, but you are doing the worst thing a woman can do to another. A human being can do to another, because it doesn't matter if she was a man. It was horrible the same. Like I was locking myself in after what it did to my day and to my body, because head injury is a trauma, and it left me for 6. Even if it was mild, I shouldn't have gotten it. And I still have the pain, and she didn't even put the cream on my back. She wrote that I needed 360 degrees assistance, because I asked her to take responsibility for the arm that he did and for the car that he broke, and she left me for 11 weeks without food, basically, and without medicine. She took me to the shops like 2 or 3 times in that time. So I had literally to buy like a lot of rice and bread, and crackers, because that's what kept me going. I didn't even have a coffee. I called the police after 5 weeks from the accident, because at the hospital I was told that I shouldn't drive for 6 weeks, and until I felt dizzy, and I did feel dizzy, to ask how can I get food? Can she do this to me, to not even get me to the shops? Because in another country you would, like in Italy, you would sue her for sequestro di persona, that it's like kidnapping, even though it's not kidnapping, because when someone you get domestic violence to the extent that you cannot drive. And the police said, oh, they just wrote at the hospital what you said. Oh, really? Do they do that, doctors? They just write what you say? No, doctors don't write what you say. They write what they say, even if you don't agree with it, usually. That's what doctors do. Da che mondo è mondo, come si dice in italiano. That's what doctors do. The doctor assessed my wounds, and one you can still see here, still have a mark here. And I don't have a report for that. Why? Because the landlady is friend with the police. Because the police wouldn't just erase a report from online because it's in the wrong place. He would say stopped, like I did some wrong reports in the wrong place, and they say come to the station. This report is gone. It's just gone. Was it embarrassing to talk about the fact that I found his bodily fluids in the bath? Then I'm a pervert because I found his bodily fluids on my shampoo. and he stink. Then he left the window open, and I got shouted for that. In the attic room, that I didn't even know that there was an attic with the window, except that there is a window outside that you can see. And there was like immediate accusation, like she finds a window open, then it's been you, because he couldn't have done it. And this is why you are not safe in a house when there is a woman and a man, and that man means you harm, and that woman trusted that man more. But that happens with any person, just not because with Julia was the same. She trusted her because of him, and how she got into their lives through him by sleeping with him. And she was like, do you know what he thinks about that? Because now he denies that, of course. But he did all the Christmas thing, because she had just been sent away after she threatened me and her. And so he was trying to say, I'm going to do something to her now, so that when she will accuse me, the landlady will not believe her anymore, because of course she will believe me that she has known me longer. And I told her this was directed exactly to protect his German girlfriend, and she was, oh, you're not together. No, but we saw them together. And that was nothing against them. I mean, if only they could be together and just stay together and just live together, you know, just be together yourselves and be happy. No, because when they are together and they are not well in the head, they just do harm together. They don't use that union to be well. They use the union to harm others. And if you are in a house like that, where you are not an equal, because you're less than a human being, because you cannot even do a police report, then of course you're not safe. And you need to take action. You need to take legal action if you are being slandered by a person with the authorities. It doesn't matter how high up she is. Actually, the more high up she or he is, the more harm she can do with lies like this, like she did to me. Like, she can really terminate your life in the turn of a few weeks, because she's been used and manipulated and terrorized by people who are using her, and who have her trust. So in all the stories in which there is domestic violence, and there is a woman near the offender and a woman that is victim of the offender, like the woman that is, or man, it doesn't matter. I mean, the I'm saying women because in this case that is the woman that has the power and the money, and the offender uses her in that way. But sometimes it can also be the wife of the husband, the wife of the offender, that can have that power against you. And in my experience, the only way to protect yourself from that, because women that are near the offenders can do you much harm. They can become really your worst enemies, because then it becomes their credibility against yours, not just of the guy, but of the woman, that will cover the ass guy, basically. The only way that you can protect yourself, in my opinion, is to really study and learn about scapegoating phenomena, and how this trust is broken between us. As women especially, I think it's a very important work. And also how the trust between the lower and the higher classes is, between people of lower and higher classes, interacts, to just get realistic about what is real and what is not, because we are social entities, and social economical entities, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. And when you have a relationship with someone that is not equal with you, never assume that you are equal because they are being nice to you. Never open up because you think that they are being nice to you and they are making you feel equal for a while. even if you have a relationship with that person, like say that that person is bisexual and you are gay, or you are also bisexual and you are having a relationship with a woman that is with a man who is toxic and is prepared to stalk you and even kill you, just think it twice how you do that. Even if they have broken up, make sure they have a written divorce first. I'm sorry for being like this, but I'm like mommy of, but I don't want this to happen to anybody again. And I've seen these stories before. I've read stories about homosexual loves that were written from people that I knew and did presentations about it, and were famous in our communities. And to just talk about more about these things, because people say that it's all equal, but it's not true. It's not all equal. We are not equal. It's not true that LGBT couples and families are accepted now, because these things happen and the whole society is conniving to it when they happen. So you have to be careful about, in my opinion, like if I could just go back and think, how could I have prevented it? Well, first of all, I wouldn't have dated any woman that was married to a man and hadn't obtained a full divorce first. That is already something. And then you are to be official with that relationships. Don't accept to just be the secret lover or the friend with benefit and all that stuff, because when it comes to stalking and you get stalked by an ex of your new love, of your new wife or partner, it is a moment, it is really like a moment that beloved can turn into against you, because that ex is still her ex and he can still play with her mind and he can still convince her that you are the one bed. I mean, this is not what happened with my ex, luckily, but I've seen it a lot. And suddenly, just for having a relationship with the woman, you become like an object of criminal examination in a trial. I mean, this was almost happening to me. And in that civil trial, if my father hasn't helped me, this would have escalated into the criminal trial that the police had threatened me with. So on top of losing my baby and at the end of my fertility period, that, I mean, maybe it's now, maybe it's in 2 years, I don't know, but it feels like I'm going menopause. So you lose also, I also lost my roof over the head. I cannot say that this is my home, because the landlady just made it sure, like she even laughed at me once when I said this is my home, and said, "You're crazy," she said, "but I'm renting here. I mean, what can I call it?" And it was just the most disgusting thing. Like, okay, I'm paying and I'm renting and all my things are here, but this is not my home, right? It's just my roof over the head, because I don't belong here. Like, this is how they can make you feel when someone that you trusted or were friend with switches, and they are just friends, and I didn't have a relationship with her, just to be very clear. But just the fact that you go close, that you become friends, that you become, you start a sister in each other in a way, you are not equal. When there is a man in the middle like that is toxic in this way, don't ever think that you can trust her to tell her things. Because if I hadn't tell her anything about Christmas, and I just kept it to myself, and I didn't make that stupid call, and I just called the police, which is what I needed to do. But I was afraid of calling the police, and I did try to call the police, but I was screaming so much that they didn't understand the address. So I then the phone I couldn't find it anymore because I left it in the kitchen to charge, and when I came back, the phone was not there anymore, and I found it on the 20th of January in the laundry room in the cupboard. Like I used to find, like the landlady found my laundry liquids behind the washing machine once that I'd been looking for. And things would appear in the most strange of places, like when my moon cup was put by her without any cover, like its case, on the counter outside my room, that I left it after washing and boiling it in the kitchen. And it's one of those things that you don't certainly carry around and change in the garden, because you use your moon cup in the bathroom. So like these very intimate things. And then you talk about it in your report, right? Because you are to say, well, he steals my private items and he puts them out in the garden or other places where near her doors, where and then she writes, I don't want you near my door. So did she find the moon cup near, like on the handle of her door or near her door? And you don't know what you're being. So these things built up when someone in the same household or near someone or where you live with, or a friend of your friend, they will start smear campaigning you and start gradually to make you look crazy and isolate you, so that when you go and try and make a report, oh, but that woman is crazy. I mean, oh yeah, she's making reports about what, bodily liquids and in the bath and gross exposure on the lane, and what else, like, oh, it's all creepy things like that. So that woman must be crazy and must have some mental illness and some sexual disorder herself, because you start talking about what the guy's doing to you. Just keep talking. Okay, so this is the third video today. I'm gonna stop. It's my first hunger strike day, so a bit exciting and a lot of coming out. Okay, yeah.